Hey guys, what's going on here in Campbell today? Back with another video, and today guys, we have an interesting video here. We do. So today we are doing a tier list actually for Rust guns. So this is the tier maker website. It's a great website. Has lots of tier lists. So if you want to come on here and do this for yourself or do other tier lists, I highly recommend that. So I just want to say that first off. So what I want to do here is let's start from like the bottom up, and it's not all weapons obviously, it's just like guns, but I guess including like the nail gun. And this also again isn't also my tier list, so I'm using this. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up. So we'll start off with not tier 1, which would be Yoko Pistol. So Yoko Pistol. And okay, actually, first off, I'm going to be considering like everything when I think of these guns. How I like it, how I use it, the cost of it, the reliability, such and such. So it's considering everything, including my personal opinion, what everybody else thinks of it. Like, it's a little bit of everything, right? So for myself, the Yoko Pistol is a B tier weapon. Obviously, what the Yoko Pistol is a weapon that has a chance of firing. It eventually will fire. That doesn't mean you're not going to shoot it after it tries to shoot for 5 different times. So sometimes you can get really good lucky for it. Some people are going to say it's a terrible weapon. It should be lower. Why I say no, it's not lower is because of its cost. Why I say it's not higher is because it's a completely luck-based weapon. So you can get terrible luck, good luck. That's why it sits like directly in the middle, right? Okay, so what's our number? Our number 2. So it would be technically ready, right? Or nail gun. Nail gun would be first. Okay, so nail gun is definitely. Oh, what is nail gun? See, here's the thing. Nail gun is not a good weapon. Hear me out. Not a good weapon. But crossy nail gun. Now we're talking. Nail gun's a combination weapon. It has a like. Okay, so if we look at the LR here for a second. Terrible long pullout time. Water pipe, terribly long pullout time. Changing animations, the animation can get you killed 24/7, right? Nail gun, no, like little to no animation time, so it's like instant into the shooting, and that's why it is such a great weapon. It's a good secondary weapon combined with the crossbow, so it's an amazing weapon, right? And I know I just said it's a terrible weapon, but it's a good combination weapon. Like, by itself with the nail gun, it's not a great choice to do, right? That's what I'm saying. That's my point here. It's a good combination gun, right? So as the nail gun, it's such meta. It's such a meta weapon. I'm gonna have to put it in A, right? I mean, I just think that's where it is. People are gonna say it's S, but for my, it's not quite S, right? Alright, so, and then after nail gun, you're gonna have Revy. So, personally, I like shooting the Revy, but here's the thing, I think it's overpriced at Outpost. I personally always rush down the tier 2 tree, so the only time I ever get a Revy or use one is like early into wipe if I get it out of a crate, or if I'm on the second, like I play bi-weeklies, right? So if I get it out of a crate, or if I want to make one like at Outpost into the second wipe on a bi-weekly. So for that, me personally, I barely ever used Revy. I think it's expensive, including the cloth, especially early on. I think you use up a decent amount of cloth using it. But I mean, it is cheap and it's a good weapon against the bow and stuff. So it's just C. Like, it's just not there. Like, I feel like it's not worth going down the tier 1 to research it. So, it's really not that great. So, alright. Revy, semi-pistol. That's about next. I literally hate this weapon. I can't stand the recoil. It's way too expensive. Terrible gun, in my opinion. Absolutely F tier if that was even an option. I hate the semi-pistol. I've seen some people go crazy with it, but I just personally can't stand the gun. Like, it's terrible. Okay? Alright. So, let's move on. And this is Python, by the way. I don't know why it looks like that. Okay, so we'll go water pipe. Water pipe. Where is water pipe? See, here's the thing about water pipe. It's good price. It's like wood and metal frags to craft it, right? So it's not too much, but it's only one shot, and the DB's really not that much more expensive. So for me personally, it's definitely a C tier weapon. It's not terrible like the semi-pistol, but it's just like not it, right? It's just long pull. The pull-out time is killer. I've died to the pull-out time so many times, and that's literally what's killed me over and over and over again. Alright, so what gun is next? We have DB and M92, which I'm going to do M92 with this. I know technically it's a military grade weapon, but I mean it's around this time that you use an M92, like around with these weapons. So we'll go DB. Alright, DB, double barrel shotgun, high damage. You get 2 shots, so that's good. It's cheap to make, and you can find them pretty easily. Everybody's got them. Easy guns, low freaking cost. And I mean, people say the pipes, but me personally, I like to just go out on the road and hit pipes sometimes. Or just, if you get lucky, you can just kill people for pipes all the time, or run monuments. It kind of depends. But I always seem to have a lot of pipes, so the DB always seems like an easy thing to craft, and I can always find them really lucky. So for me, the DB is an A tier weapon. Right? It's not quite an S tier, because it's only got those 2 shots, but it's like low risk, high reward constantly. You can put slugs in that thing. It's a pretty good weapon, right? All around. Okay, now we'll do M92. M92, okay, here's the thing about M92. It's kind of expensive, but it's not terribly expensive where it's out of the question. Like, people still often get it. It's not really usable as a solo. If you have a team, you probably fill up your scrap together. Buy one off the bat. I say probably, you know, there is some people that are gonna get lucky, but for me personally, M92, I don't enjoy the recoil of it. I think it's a little weird. People say it has no recoil. I just am not a total fan. I feel like I still have better luck with a crossy nail gun. I don't know why. 92, I don't know. It's just not a favorite. I don't like the weapon personally. I just don't like it. It's just kind of as simple as that. Alright, so now I think we're done with all of our tier 1 weapons. And again, M92, it's technically a military grade weapon, I get that, but I'm also putting the weapons together in the timeline that you get it. So like, I'll do like M2 and L9 last, obviously. So, now we'll do, and GL would be with those 2. Okay, so now, what would be next? Python? Yeah, Python. So, Python takes pipes to make, metal, and HQM, I think, okay? So, the pipes aren't that bad, so it's easy to get to, right? So, it's a tier 2 blueprint, so you can get it kind of quick. It's not that hard to get. I think Python's a great weapon. High damage. It's nice. It sucks at killing bots, personally speaking, but I like the weapon. So, I think it's definitely a B tier weapon. Okay. So, custom. It's a D tier. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a D tier. It's not worth an SMG body. It costs an it's at the same level of a Tommy, right? Look at the tier 2, right? Same level as a Tommy, but oh, technically I was supposed to do pump, but whatever. So it's at the same level of a Tommy, but without the damage. It just has a higher freaking fire rate. The aim cone is terrible. It's not even worth putting a hollow on. It's just not a good weapon, and I never make them, so it's not worth making them. And the only time you're ever going to get them is pulling them out of a military crate, which is a really low chance, pulling them out of elites, which then again, if you're running elites, you're running something with Tommies, so why do you even care about a custom? That's the problem with custom. It doesn't fit in anywhere, really. It's just kind of that weapon that you toss to your guy in the team that you know he loses stuff. Alright, so now we have the pump shotgun. Pump shotgun, again, it's kind of a D tier weapon. It's just not that great. It's expensive to craft. They're kind of easy to get, right? Like, you can find them out of milli crates. I find them rather often. Pump shotguns, you can do a quest for them at the fishing village, so you can get one pretty easy that way. Pump shotgun slug is really good. Pump shotgun buckshot is really good, but it takes a level of skill to actually do that correctly. So, I mean, it's good, but again, looking at it compared to like the Spaz, comparing it to other shotguns, it's high cost, not really worth it. It's tier 2. Probably, I don't know. I just feel it's not worth it, right? Okay, so now we're gonna go with Tommy. Tommy's an S tier weapon. S tier weapon all the way. Tommy Hollow is amazing. Best tier 2 weapon. People are using that against AKs all day long and winning fights, MP5s and winning fights. Amazing gun. The price is the best for all the tier 2s. It can shoot really far. The recoil is even up and down, so it's really easy to track somebody. Like, the left to right recoil pattern isn't as bad as some other weapons. Like, if you shoot an MP5, it'll go left to right. AK seems to go, like, everywhere when you shoot it. Tommy will bounce up and down, right? So, it's, like, really easy to track somebody when they're moving. That's just as simply said, right? It's easier to hit headshots. It's a great gun for killing bots. Great gun for killing people. All around, a genuine gun with a great price range. Comparing it next to the custom, I mean, it's at the same range, but it's got better damage, just all around great gun. Better aim cone, better stats, everything, alright? So, now we're on to SAR. SAR's, I'm going to be completely honest with you here, it's a B tier weapon. SAR is a great gun for some people. Me personally, I don't like the SAR. It's not, I just don't like it because I'd rather use a Tommy at that point. Some people, because I feel like when I'm using a SAR, I'm fighting against long range is when you're gonna win, right? If you don't double the person, or if you don't hit a headshot with the SAR and you're fighting close range, you're probably fighting a Tommy and you're probably gonna die, right? You can die with the SAR pretty easy if you're close range, especially with more than one bow kid. Like, it's not that hard to die with the SAR real quick. Where in a Tommy, you could like instantly kill several of them. So that's why SAR's a B tier. Range, I mean, obviously it's good, but that's just why I think that. Okay, so now we have all pretty much tier 3 weapons here. So what is first, huh? We'll do, I mean, alright, we'll do like M39 and Spaz. Alright, M39, silenced, it's a great weapon. Not a great weapon to pull out of a crate. You would rather have pretty much everything else on this list preferred to pull out of a crate. Kind of a rocket launcher, depending on what you want at that time. M39, just kind of a better version of the SAR in my opinion. So, I mean, it's in front of the SAR. But it's just not that great unless you're either a solo or you have a good team working together. And why I say that is because it's best silenced with an 8x. So, some people can go absolutely crazy with the weapon, so I'm not putting it down. It's very situational. Most fights you're gonna lose, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of M39s just lost because it's just not used in the right circumstances. I mean, and the right circumstances just don't come up as often as it really seems. Okay, so now I'm gonna go for the Spaz. Spaz, I think it's an A tier weapon. Shoots really fast, best shotgun of the game, and why I like it so much is I feel like I get a decent amount of them. You can get them from elite crates, I think heavies. So when you get a Spaz, you can protect your base from it. You do wooden door raids or whatever. You can use it for a lot of things. Spaz Ensign is the best way to take care of a lot of stuff. It's just all around a great gun. And nothing you're really, oh, that sucks. Like you get when it get a custom. It's like, alright. But it's the best shotgun in the game. Shoots really fast. It's like the better version of the pump. Right? It just shoots really fast. It's good in raids. It's good at CQB. And it's fun with slugs. So I like this Spaz. And it's good if you want to put a silencer on it and go kill animals. So is the pump. But I prefer the Spaz. Okay. So, now we're down to some real weapons. Alright, so rocket launcher would technically be next. Obviously, it's a rocket launcher. I mean, it's just kind of down the line. It's a good weapon. But, you know, you have to use HV rockets out of it, or rockets. I mean, it's a rocket launcher. Everybody knows what that is. I'm just gonna move past that one. Alright, so let's go for the GL. GL, hard as hell to find sometimes. You could run an oil rig 6 different times and you won't find it. Great weapon with GLs. They're going to die. Like, you are going to win. It's a great raid defense. not the not really, like, the range isn't really there. I mean, I'd say it's even honestly like it's like CQB, right? Totally. They're going to die, but for the fact that it's hard as hell to find sometimes, it's just a C tier for me. But it's great for raid defenses and it's great for raids. But other than that, it's just not really great for it. And a lot of times I've also seen people kill themselves or kill their teammates using jails too. So in the same way that it's amazing and you're almost always going to kill the enemy, even if they're even if they're like a lot better than you, the fact that you can kill your teammates pretty easy gets included into that. So that's why I put it at a C tier. Okay, so MP5. MP5, definitely S tier. Amazing gun, amazing recoil, shoot pretty far, just up with, you know, everything else. I love the MP5. It's a great gun, just like the Tommy. It's a great weapon. All right, literally I'd say just the same thing about it. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the AK and the LR. So AK, okay, hear me out, right? AK is not an S tier. AK is not an S tier because of the learning curve, right? That's it. That's the only reason it's not an S tier. And the reason I say that is because it'll outbeat a Tommy and an MP5, genuinely, in my opinion, in like most circumstances, right? It's high damage, high fire rate, really expensive though. I mean, it's a great gun, literally like one of the best gun in my opinion. But the learning curve for the AK is so bad that I think it goes down a curve, a letter. So that's the only reason why I put AK down. All right, so now we have LR. I have seen brand new players get on the LR 8X and absolutely murder everybody. LR 8X is an amazing weapon. It will shit on an MP5 from long range. Its aim cone is the only fault. I think it's an S tier, just because of it's up there with the AK. The only difference is it doesn't have the damage of the AK, and it's so much easier to use. So that's why I put it on an S tier. But the 500 scrap is, and the reason I put it in the 500 scrap, because obviously you have to buy them or you have to find them, and you can't craft it like the AK. Why I put it there is because on the second wipe of like bi-weeklies, when you're rich, you can just buy LRs. Like, just buy as many as you want, really, because you don't have a need for that scrap, really, unless you're buying minis and stuff. But at the end of the day, you're buying minis and you're buying LRs probably. All right, so now we're down to all of our snipers in the end too. So we're gonna start off with Bolty. Bolty's a great weapon, definitely A tier. It has a lot more bullet drop than the L9. Really fun to roam with. Great weapon, really fun. Rough camping, roaming, everything. Really great weapon. Okay, so the L9, I'm actually going to put it a B tier. Why I put it under the Bolty is because there's a lot of people that don't really, I don't know, there's a lot of people that don't like it. It acts different than every weapon in Rust. I personally love it, but I just think it's more of a B tier, because I think that the L9 just, it's not as fun. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not as fun. It's a great weapon. It's great. The best thing about L9 is tagging heli. To be completely honest with you, best for tagging heli. All right, so our final gun in Rust, which is considered like quote unquote the hardest gun to get, the best gun, whatever, the M2. So here's the thing about the M2. It's definitely an A tier weapon. Like, the absolute epitome of a fucking awesome weapon. You're throwing rounds left and right down at whoever you're at and just killing them off the second, right? Here's the bad thing about the M2. It's just harder than hell to get on a lot of servers, right? If there's teams that are countering Bradley, they're gonna grub you. It's just the fact of getting the M2 in the first place. And then I've done Bradley so many times over and over again, and then got the terrible crates. So it's always a draw on getting the M2. I feel like you can get really unlucky a lot of the time. You can get countered 24/7. And here's the thing: if there's already an M2 out, they're gonna come get that. They're gonna come bring their M2 to kill you when you're taking Bradley. So just for that fact, it's moved down to A tier. But it's definitely, and the quality and the easy to kill, it's definitely an S tier weapon. And that would be like the same way with an AK. It's just a fact that it's so hard to get sometimes. Alright, guys. So, I just wanted to say this is just my opinion on everything, so don't get too offended, alright? If you think something different, put it down in the comments below. Tell me what you think. But I think that's going to be all for me today. So, I'll see you guys next time.